Hello everybody. Hello everybody. I hope you guys can hear this. Always do vertical mic check, especially some live stream and whatnot. So that's why. So let's do this since the time has come and we should be able ready to go. So yeah, uh, ready because the launch for the Shenzhou 20 will be around 13 minutes and 30 seconds. So I will go live stream as soon as possible. So let's go. Okay, so I guess this is good and this is fine. And let's start with my tagline. Hello everybody, this is Daniel Suguwa, and today we are going to see the launch of Shenzhou-20 for the mission that where they are going to launch on board of it will be Long March, where they are going to launch on top of the Long March 2F rocket. Basically, let's just say that Long March 2F is an improved version of the Long March 2E. The same can be said with the Long March 3B, but both serve some slightly different purposes. Let's say, for example, if Long March 2F it will serve mostly for the manned mission, while the 3B will serve mostly for the payload satellite mission, of course, not strictly for the manned mission. And hello, new viewers, or maybe returning viewers, hello and welcome. And today we are going to watch the launch of the Shenzhou 20. So here we go. Here, I'm not going to waste the time, and here's the rocket on top. Okay, and currently there's not much sound here, not many to hear, but I can try open the desktop audio. Yeah, so in case you can hear any kind of, how do I say it, call out, you can hear it straight away from here. You don't have to trust my word too much. And while we are waiting, why not we, yeah, and this is a clean fit. This is a clean fit for this launch, so that's why you don't hear anything much. Okay.
各号注意，我是0号。下面通报点火时间。
All right.
点火时间为17时17分28秒。
All right. So they are going to target to launch this at 5:17 5:17:28 in local time, basically Beijing time, or let's just say it's the similar time I have right now. It's now in my time it's 5:07:12 p.m. right now. Okay, 5:07:15 p.m. In my time. So basically sync time with the Beijing time. That's one thing's for sure. Or basically let's just say it's China time right now, because they standardized that whole one time for the all places in China right now. Okay, so you can see this is how it goes. There's some cheerleading and also some public shows here and there, and they are going to, and yeah, looks like it. You can see this is the view from afar, and I think maybe while we're waiting, why not we talk a little bit about this mission slightly. For this one, we have three taikonauts going on board of this mission. One is Wang Jie, yeah. One is Wang Jie. Second is Chen, and the third one is the Chen Zhongrui. So hopefully I pronounce it right. That's the three taikonauts on board of this mission. And for this mission, the purpose is that they are going to install external MMOD module. Basically, MMOD stands for micrometeorite and orbital debris. Basically, to detect anything related to micrometeorites and also anything orbital debris, something like, let's say for example, non-functional satellite, or maybe even discarded payload, whatever in space used to be operational but no longer in use. So they need to have this detector. I mean, even in the ISS, in the International Space Station, they also have this similar one where they are also going to install it. Of course, it's going to be EVA mission, which is extravehicular activities mission. Which involves egressing out, and egressing basically just a fancy word to going out from the space station or spacecraft, and they would do those missions to do repair and stuff. And they're also, and other than that, basically the activity is pretty typical, pretty usual. Not so much else to say here and there. So that's it. And looks like it's pretty good. And fortunately, drop frames is not really that bad right now. It's just only like 63. Yeah, not bad. Not bad, not great. I mean, if you get that reference, not great, not terrible. Even though this is nothing to do with nuclear stuff and whatnot. But yeah, and hey to the new viewers, and or returning viewers, hello and welcome. We are going to watch the Shenzhou-20 launch mission that will carry 3 taikonauts crew, which consists of Wang Jie, Chendong, and Zhongrui, or where they are going to bound to the Tiangong Space Station. That's basically it. Or they're also called this China Space Station, whatever you like to call. But personally, Tiangong Space Station looks like much more distinguished name here and there. And you can see the view. The view is pretty beautiful and looking pretty serene so far. Yeah, I mean it's kind of good out there and whatnot. And there's some a little bit cloud cover by now, but that's still fine. And looks like we are not going to be that long. Wow, I didn't realize we are just 3 minutes before the launch. And for your information, for the Long March 2F rocket, for the first for the booster, each one have YF20 20B, if I remember correctly. Yeah, YF20B, and the same can be said for the first stage. Can be said for the first stage, but clustered with the 4 of it. And for the second stage will be YF24B, which will consist of basically one big engine with 4 vernier engine, basically mostly for the vernier engine, mostly to steer, and not only to steer and to do a little bit of corrective action, but also at the same time to also put the spacecraft to the right orbit at the right precise time, because you need to know this rocket, especially what it's going to load there, is the dinitrogen or dinitrogen tetroxide as the, if I remember, as the oxidizer, and for the fuel is unsymmetrical dimethyl hydrazine, as a fuel. That's basically very, very nasty, and not only it's just nasty, but in terms of precision it's not very great. So that's why they have to use vernier engine for the second stage, And for the procedure, usually on the second stage, it will all of the engines will ignite first before the main engine finally cut off, and all the 4 vernier engine would just going to steer and also to put it precisely on the orbit, of course. And for the Shenzhou spacecraft, I can say it's pretty identical to Russia's Soyuz spacecraft, but it's much more bigger. Okay, it's much more bigger and more modernized version of it. It has 3. If I remember, there is VN3 module. There is also crew module, and also there is orbital module, something like that. Yeah, but for one thing's for sure, I'm not wrong. There is 3. Okay, then and it's 1 minute left before launch. And I can cover a little bit here. Yeah, there is orbiter module, re-entry module, and service module. So basically, that's in the nutshell. And there's some interesting stuff you can see. And all of this engine is the gas generator engine. Okay, and gas generator basically in the nutshell is that it will flow out all of the propellant, basically the fuel and oxidizer. It will just go into through the pre-burner. If I remember, it should mix in between these two in the pre-burner, and this pre-burner will be used to move that turbine. Yeah, basically move that turbine further. So even though that pressure on the tank is not that big, but you know, having some pressure at least to go into the pre-burner will able to move that turbine, and also especially the turbo pump turbine to move all of that wheel, all of that oxidizer and the fuel going to the combustion chamber, but not going yet to the combustion chamber. If I remember correctly, also the pre-burner, some of them along with the real propellant itself will first go into the cooling system of the rocket nozzle, especially the combustion chamber. It will move it first to the cooling jacket line before it's finally expelled out to the main combustion engine, and then finally go into a little bit like a trot, the trot engine like that, and after that it will just move out through the engine nozzle. Basically, that's how it operates in the nutshell. The open cycle gas generator engine. That's basically it. I mean, most of the rocket principle from what I can study actually has one community. I mean, few community. Let's just say 1-2 community. It has pre-burner, and it also has turbine and turbo pump turbine basically. But in the recent year, especially because we have something like electric pump fed rocket engine, that turbine technically you can switch it with the how do I say, with the battery and the motor to move that stuff. Yeah, like that. You can basically swap out. How do I say, pre-burner turbine, and also pre-burner and turbine. You can replace it with motor. Yeah, motor and also motor and also battery to move it to. That's also going to work. That's how I can say a recent innovation for that, for the current recent development and innovation for the rocket engine. So yeah, rocket engine still improves, but although so ready for the launch, and although the specific impulse doesn't improve way too much, but innovation is still in terms of reducing the weight. Okay, and be prepared. I will turn off that music and let's go. Here we go for the launch. Okay, 20 seconds to go into the launch. 15. And this is long march mission control at the -10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. And that's it. Here we go. That's it. And lift off from the launch pad, from the south launch side of the Zhongrui Space Center there. We can see and lift off from the launch, launching for the Shenzhou-20 mission to the heading to the Tiangong Space Station. And here we go. You can see the sun is blinding, but it's looking pretty good so far. And forgot to mention, all of this field basically is a hypergolic field, which means that when two of them combine and in contact together, it will just ignite spontaneously. And in this case, no, neither just only need to go to the combustion chamber, and that's it. It's move on. Okay, and looks like we are in D plus 55 seconds. Okay, into the launch, and D plus 1 minutes into launch, and we should have okay, the sound. Wow. Okay, and we should have gone into supersonic region, Mach 1, and we might go into the max Q, which is maximum aerodynamic pressure fully exerted on the launch vehicle. And basically around this point, the rocket engine should have turned down into 80% before the max Q, and then after the max Q, it would go to 100%. Okay, we shall see any indication yet so far. And we are going to see next would be the launch escape tower jettison. Okay, but not yet so far. Maybe we'll see the LAS system will ignite and separate from the spacecraft. We shall see. And now, all right, and launch escape system has already separated. And with that, the crew is confirmed on the way going to the Tiangong Space Station. But on the way to go to the Tiangong Space Station, obviously it's not going to be that right away. It could take a little bit, few days. Okay, and to be the booster jettison, and the booster usually it will slow down a little bit around maybe 80, 60, 70% and whatever, and we can see the separation of the booster, and the first stage has also separated not long after that, and now we have ignition on the second stage, which is YF24B has already ignited by now, and there should be view for that for this. Alright, the USB tracking radar is looking pretty good so far, and right now already T plus 3 minutes and 10 seconds into liftoff, looks like pretty good so far. Launching is pretty good and ready for the payload ready for the fairing jettison. Yeah, the spacecraft fairing jettison. Okay, we might hear right now. Okay, and the fairing has already separated right now. Fairing has already set. Okay, and also alright, and you can see there, it's looking pretty beautiful. The shot is looking pretty beautiful by now. Okay, and yeah, I mean, whatever, I sometimes I like ILS style a little bit slash NASA style commentary, so you can hear a little bit influence here. Okay, and it plus 4 minutes 5-6 seconds into flight, and looks pretty good so far. And around this point, the crew right now actually experience around 3G if I remember correctly, which is 3 times the gravity force exerted on their body. So basically, let's say for example, if you can see the view is pretty good for the YF24B. You see the small engine there, that's actually vernier engine, and the big nozzle there, that's the main engine, as you can see there. And let's say for example, just to continue our conversation back, let's say for example, if you have like 60 kilograms of weight while riding on this one, if you've got 3 times the gravity force exerted to you, you feel like 180 kilograms. Yeah, and let's say in the worst case scenario, it can also go to 5G. 5G. Basically, in other words, let's just say using that similar stuff. Okay, 60 kilograms. Basically, you have around. Let me try calculate. I think 320 kilograms. Let me calculate one more time. Yeah, should be 320 kilograms. You will feel like 320 kilograms if you have if you got exerted 5 times. Okay, 60 times by, I don't know, 60, yeah, pretty good, right? times by 5. Oh no, no, it's 300 kilograms. Yeah, so three times the 3 times the gravity exerted. If you have, let's say for example, 60 kilograms will be 180 kilograms, and the 5 times will be 300 kilograms. So that's that. And you can see right there, it's igniting pretty well. And oops. And if you want to know the reason why they have pretty big nozzle here, it's because it's in the space right now. And because in the space there's literally no there's little there's basically little to no atmosphere that atmosphere pressure that keeps the shape of the how do I say, of the rocket flames. Of course, it's going to expand and expand infinitely up until it's no longer contain itself properly. So that's why you see those flame. It expands as much as possible, given in the enough given space. So that's why they have to use bigger nozzle, because if they have bigger nozzle, they can maximize the not only efficiency but also the thrust, but every possible thrust needed to move forward. Sometimes even shorten it up versus longer it up for the space flight can be a huge difference between able to reach orbit, or it's just going to reach space, which is in other words not going to reach orbit. So that's why. And you can go okay, and the main engine has already shut down, and vernier engine is still up. Okay, you can see that's how the preburner stop the rocket engine on the middle. So basically that's the operation in the nutshell. Alright, and right now around now it's T plus 8 minutes and 8 seconds. Yeah, 8 minutes and 8 seconds into flight. Looking pretty good. And so far the crew looks pretty happy right now inside the Shenzhou spacecraft right now. And by now, if you actually ever watch Shenzhou launches before, this is in preparation for the separation of the capsule, and especially for the shutdown of the shutdown of the vernier engine, of course. And we shall see soon. Okay, and in preparation, ready to go. And okay, we shall see. If the crew feel weightlessness, then it means the vernier engine has already stopped. Okay, and ready any moments from now. Okay, should be any seconds. Okay, looks like we have vernier engine shut down and ready for the separation of the spacecraft. Oh, not yet. Okay, we shall see. Okay, vernier engine has already fully confirmed to shut off, and Shenzhou spacecraft has separated. I repeat again, Shenzhou spacecraft has separated, and now the Shenzhou-20 is now on the way and on the bound to the Tiangong Space Station. We are going to see that, and this is the mission control of the Long March. You can see here by now. So that's that. You can see they are going for work right now. Okay, and by now this is the checklist a little bit. As you can see, the crew. They are doing check. They are sifting through the checklist to check not only the spacecraft readiness, but also to check if everyone is healthy and the spacecraft is ready for the mission. If anything's happened, they still can return back to Earth if they want, but at this point there looks like there is no problem. Okay, and the next event would be the solar deployment. which you will see, yeah, you can see there on the top left side, that is the solar panel ready to fully expand and also to fully deploy. And as long there is no problem, Shenzhou-20 will basically definitely going to the Tiangong Space Station. So, okay.
长城明白。
Okay, you can hear communication between the ground control center and also the Shenzhou crew there. And also you can see the camera from the Tiangong. Currently on board the Tiangong Space Station is the Shenzhou-19 crew. Yeah, there, here and there. And ready anytime soon for the solar separation. Alright, and solar sorry, not solar separation, it's solar deployment, and looks like we have fully confirmed solar deployment. And by now they might also going to check checklist and check everything if the solar also works.
帆板展开，手控指令已发出。
长城报告，太阳帆板展开正常。
Alright. So
北京
that's
明
it.
白。太阳帆板展开正常。
Okay, and they are still checking by now. And maybe I'll stay a little bit for a few more minutes before we don't have to sign off, basically, because there's not much else we can see. I mean, it's a little bit boring. Nothing else you want to see here. So yeah, it's going to be a few minutes. Okay. Yeah, and looks like the crew is still good. I believe they might still do a little bit checklist here and there.
长城报告，中继天线展开正常。
北京明白，中继天线展开正常。
All right, looks like pretty good so far. Right, there's there's not much else you can hear right now. You just hear a white noise by now. And maybe you might be asking, what's that noise? If you can hear, that's basically basically an onboard microphone inside the Shenzhou spacecraft, I believe. So that's why you can hear it. That's one thing for sure. All right, you're still checking. All right, you can see those how this solar moving in to not only it's just moving on the one side, left side, but also it's rolling into to orient itself to the sunlight direction. That's what you can see there. Okay. All right, and after this, from what I remember,
感觉良好。好的。
长城，我是北京，请长城重复。
神舟20号报告。 飞船
Okay, so that's what you can hear.
航天员感觉良好，完毕。
The communication between the Shenzhou spacecraft, between the Shenzhou crew, Shenzhou-20 crew, and also the ground control center, and to the existing and also new viewers, welcome to this stream. We just around, how do I say, 15 plus minutes ago, we have launch of the Shenzhou, let's just say Shenzhou-20 spacecraft, onboarding the Long March 2F rocket inside it.
可以打开面窗。
Yeah, it's pretty loud. Maybe I can repeat a
神舟20号
little
明
bit.
白。好，打开面窗。
Okay, maybe I can repeat a little bit. Around 15, 16, 17 minutes ago, we have launch of the
长江3
Shenzhou-20
号跟踪正常，遥测信号正常。
on boarding the Long March 2F rockets from the Zhongrui Space Center from the south launch side. This is easiest way I can say.
各号注意，我是北京。根据北京实时轨道与遥测数据监视判断，神舟20号载人飞船已进入近地点高度200公里，远地点高度359公里，倾角41.5度，周期约1小时30分钟的预定轨道。飞船座舱环境正常，太阳帆板展开，工况正常，航天员状态良好，后续工作按正常飞控计划实施。
Okay, I suppose we have a little
北
bit.
京出轨根数及分离点参数已向各方向发出。东风，
东风明白，
华山，
华山明白，
江阴，
江阴明白，
长江3号，
长江3号收到。
So basically that's that. You can hear.
曙光明白。
长城，
长城
北京
明白，
东风报告
天，宫，
And also the launch site, also known as the launch area 4,
明白。
银河，
LC4,
明白。
uh,
我是北京东风机长。
LC41, if I remember
下面
correctly.
请
That's
九
that's
强卫
that.
星发射中心主任
Okay,
发射场区指挥
and
部
not much
周
else
立
because
峰
we've
指挥长
already
宣布发射结果。
lost the visual, but you can see
注意收
the
听。
control center there. The ground control center, as you can see. Okay, and this is a little bit announcement. It's just they are going to say like this is successful.
专家同志们，
根据火箭飞行数据及北京航天飞行控制中心监视计算，长征2号 F 遥20火箭已将神舟20号载人飞船准确送入预定轨道，帆板展开，工作正常。我宣布，神舟20号发射任务取得圆满成功。谢谢大家。
So basically, that's that. They basically declared the Shenzhou-20 mission successful and going on. As you can see, this is how they looks like. Pretty
北京
typical.
东风报告，发射结果宣布完毕。
Okay, and basically the launch already concluded. Not much else to say here. And the feed has right now it's just static here. I mean, even if it's moving a little bit like water and whatnot, but the feed might have already concluded by now. Okay, and that's it. Yeah, so that's that. There's not much else to see here. So thank you so much for watching. How do I say? I forgot to mention to you that we are also going to see the Shenzhou-19 landing to the landing in the inner Mongolia. We are going to see that that's going to come pretty much soon by let's just say if from my calculation it's around 5 days from now on what do I say on Tuesday. Yeah, we are going to see that pretty soon, sooner than later, on Tuesday, 29 April 2025, of course. And which means that let's just say, assuming if they arrive by today, that they are going to have hence how do I say, like transition period in between, and hands down period mission in between around 4 days like that. And after that Shenzhou-20 and after that Shenzhou-19 will return, will undock from the Tiangong Space Station and will be returning back home to Earth, while the Shenzhou-20 will basically already start a new mission and going to manage inside the Tiangong Space Station. So that's that. So, by the way, I guess that's all. Thank you so much everyone for watching, and how do I say this? We are going to go with the tagline right now. So this is me, Daniel Suguwa, signing out, and take care everybody. See you for the Shenzhou-19 landing. If you watch it specifically for this mission, but if you don't, then I guess I'll see you guys around Sunday in my place. Sunday 27 April, which we are going to see soon for the launch of the Firefly Alpha that will carry the LM-400 demo satellite mission for the Lockheed Martin. And for the 29 April, also around the same day after the Shenzhou-19 landing, if I remember correctly. Also, we are going to witness we are going to witness the launch of Project Kuiper or Project Creeper, whatever you want to call it, for the mission here. And let me see again, just to 100% confirm and also let's just say if the mission does not cancel, even though not sure what it is, it's going to be Long March, going also to be a long launch of the Long March 5B/YZ or YZ-2, which presumably going to launch SatNet LEO SatNet satellite. Group number is unknown, we don't know. It's going to head to the low Earth orbit. Low Earth orbit. So that's that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. And even though 3 new viewers coming here, or maybe 3 existing viewers coming here, I appreciate your time. Even though this is a little bit weird, you can watch back from the replay if you want, if you like so, or you can wait for this stream to finish. So that's that. I'll see you guys again later. Bye bye. Take care. So that's it. There's not much else you want to see behind this scene, right? This is nothing. At least we've already finished. And and let me go here. Okay, so that's it. Goodbye everybody. Take care. This is Daniel Suguwa signing out.